something new again. I'm going to try to predict week 4 of the NFL's betting odds and make some predictions. I am not a gambler. I don't play one on TV, although I guess this is kind of TV, but I still don't play one. I wouldn't place any bets on my predictions. I'm just having a little bit of fun with this. But, I do know a little bit of football and I got a little bit of experience with it, but I'm not like the Vegas guys. Those guys are amazing at how they can do over unders and predictions. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Um, Trying to feed my kids. They're eating all of my food, and I'm okay starving a little bit, but it'd be nice to be able to feed them. Anyhow, I guess that's probably getting old, but here we go. The first game is in England at Wembley Stadium. Remember, you fantasy people, 8:30 in the morning. So get your lineups in early. For at least this game, it's the 2-1 Atlanta Falcons against the 1-2 Jacksonville Jaguars. Um, Probably not going to be the greatest game. It's a different kind of field, and um, you got a little bit of jet lag, although I'm sure they've been there all week. Um, the spread is Jacksonville giving 3 points. The over under is 43. My prediction for the game is Jacksonville winning 20-17, which would be a push. In this case, I know it's kind of weird because again I'm not a gambler, but I would take Atlanta and take the 3. Um, And I think it's going to be an under since I predicted it to be 37 points. So there you go. The next game I'm going to do is the 3-0 Miami Dolphins against the 2-1 Buffalo Bills. It's probably the best noon game going. Two really good football teams. Um, the Dolphins are on fire, but now they're playing in Buffalo against a really good Bills team, and the Bills defense has been great. They've only given up like 12 points. They haven't scored 12 points a game, and they've been averaging 30 points a game. So Miami in their hand is averaging 43 points a game, but then they scored 70 points last week, and they're not scoring 70 points this week. And it's not Denver they're playing. The spread is Buffalo by 2.5. And the over-under is 53.5. It's a pretty big number. I am projecting Buffalo to win 28-24, which would be just under. But that should be the game of the day as far as I'm concerned, at least the early part of the day. That should be a really good football game. And since the Bears are on at the same time, uh, who knows? Maybe I'll switch over to that one while the Bears train wreck is going on. Which brings us to Denver 1-2 against the Bears 0-3. It's in Chicago. Um, Both teams had a really awful last week, and they both stink. Um, I'm actually going to predict the Bears winning this game. The point spread is Denver giving 3.5, which is embarrassing because it's in Chicago and they just give up 70 points. But the Bears are pretty hideous and the coaching staff is pretty hideous. But I've been through that on some other broadcasts. The over/under is 46. Neither team has a good defense or a good offense. The Denver's been a little bit better than the Bears. They've been a touchdown better a game than the Bears. But I predict the Bears winning 27-24. I know I'm nuts. I know I'm crazy. That would be an over. And I would take the Bears in the points then, since I think the Bears are going to win outright. So there you go. The next game is the Baltimore Ravens against the Cleveland Browns in Cleveland. The Ravens are 2-1, so are the Browns. They both been averaging 24 points a game. The Browns defense only been giving up 10 points a game, and the Ravens only 18, which is pretty good too. The spread is Cleveland giving 1.5, and the over/under is 39.5. I've got Baltimore winning the game outright. I despise Deshaun Watson because of the person that he is. He used to be a pretty good quarterback. I don't think he's that good. He was better last week, but I can't cheer for Cleveland. I can't, so I'm betting with my heart. more. And I think Baltimore's going to win the game. I mean, I think they're going to win 21-17, which would mean that obviously I'm going to take Baltimore, and they're getting a point and a half. And being that's 38 points, I'm going to go under on that one. The next game is Cincinnati Bengals at the Tennessee Titans. Both teams are 1-2. Both teams are averaging 15 points a game and giving up 22 points a game. The Bengals' offensive line is just atrocious, and I don't know what the Titans are doing. I don't know why they're not just jamming it with Derrick Henry and letting him, wear the defense down. But, you know, I don't watch a lot of Tennessee Titans football, see the highlights, and that's about it. And I play the fantasy, so the Bengals are giving 2.5 on the road, and the over/under is 41. I believe the Bengals are going to win the game 20-17, which would mean that I'm going to take Cincinnati and give the 2.5, and the over/under is 41. So being that that's 38 points, I'm going with the under. The weird thing is that it opened with the Titans giving points, so something has changed that has made Vegas nervous about the Titans. Next, we got the 1-2 Rams against the 2-1 Indianapolis Colts. Growing up, I was a Baltimore Colt fan. Johnny Unitas, Burt Jones. When they moved to Indy, I kind of lost my love for the team. I still kind of root for them a little bit, but I think the Rams are much improved over last year. Stafford seems to be healthy. Losing Cooper Kupp is rough, but I can't even pronounce his name. Puka Nakua has been really good. Atwell's been really good. So that should be a pretty halfway decent game as well. Richardson's back for the Colts, which is going to help them and hurt them possibly. His running has been really good. I don't think he's a good passer. I don't know if he ever will be, but he's pretty electric, pretty fun to watch. It's an even game as of right now. Over/under is 46. I'm predicting the Rams winning 27-24, and it means I'm taking the over. Next, we have both 2-1 teams, the Bucs against the New Orleans Saints. New Orleans really crept on their legs last week, blowing a 17-point lead against the Packers. And Jordan Love, they're both, around 18, 19 points a game scored and between 17 and 19 giving up. So they're pretty even teams. Being that it's in New Orleans, and I guess Vegas is calling it kind of an even game, but New Orleans is given 3.5 to Tampa Bay. I think Tampa's a better team. Not by much, but I think they're a better team. I think they're going to win. Tampa's going to win 20-17, so I'm going to take Tampa in the points, and I'm going to go with the under. It's only 1.5, but it's still the under. The next game is the Washington Commanders. Hey, I didn't say the R word. Against the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles are 3-0, defending conference champions. Washington is, for me, a surprising 2-1. I don't think they're very good. I don't think Sam Howell is very good. The Eagles are just, I think, a superior team. The point spread is Eagles giving 9, and the over/under is 43. I believe, I think most people believe Philadelphia is going to win the game. I'm predicting it 31-17 Philadelphia. So I am going to obviously take Philly, give it the points, and I'm going to take the over on that. I think Philly's going to score a lot of points this game. Washington's been giving up 29 points a game. The next game is the Minnesota Vikings against the Carolina Panthers. Both teams are 0-3. Last year, the Vikings had the horseshoe up their ass. They won games they maybe shouldn't have won, and they just can't pull that out this year. They're a pretty good offensive team, but the defense has been giving up 27 points a game, as has the Panthers. Panthers, I need them to lose because I want the Bears to get the number 1 pick. Since they own the Panthers' number 1 pick, I rarely, if ever, root for Minnesota, but I guess I kind of need Minnesota to win since the Bears aren't winning anything this year anyways. They're not going anywhere. Sorry if I'm rubbing my nose. I'm itchy. Anyways, Minnesota's giving 2.5 points. The over/under is 44. I predict Minnesota to win 34-17, which obviously then I'm taking Minnesota and giving the points, and I'm taking the over. The next game is the Pittsburgh Steelers against the Houston Texans. Steelers are 2-1. Texans are 1-2. Houston's been scoring some points lately. C.J. Stroud's been pretty hot. Steelers' defense the last 2 games has been really good. Pittsburgh is given 2.5 points. The over/under is 42.5. I'm predicting Pittsburgh winning 20-17. So I'm taking Pittsburgh given the 2.5, and I'm going to go with the under. Our next game is the Las Vegas Raiders against the Los Angeles Chargers. Didn't screw up either team's names using their old places that they used to play in. Both teams are 1-2. Las Vegas has been underwhelming offensively. Again, they don't give the ball to their running back enough. I would take Jacobs and just slam him down the Chargers' throats. The Chargers are lucky to be 1-2. Their silly coach went for a 4th and 1 on his own 29-yard line against the Vikings. And, luckily they were able to pull that game out. Losing Mike Williams sucks, especially since he was on about 5 of my fantasy teams. And he was having a pretty darn good year. So I think this, McDaniels, Josh McDaniels has never been, I've never been a fan of his. I didn't think he was good at Denver. I think he stinks in Las Vegas. They should be averaging more than 15 points a game if he's the offensive genius that he's supposed to be. But Staley isn't. I think he's a better offensive coach. The Chargers have been averaging 29 points a game, but giving up 29 points a game. So LA is giving 5 points, and the over/under is 48.5. I am predicting the Chargers to win 28-21, which would, with the over/under being 48.5, that would mean that they just cover with the over. And obviously, I'm going to give LA and the 5 to Las Vegas. Next, we have the New England Patriots against the Dallas Cowboys. Patriots are 1-2. The Cowboys are 2-1, and coming off of an awful loss to a bad Arizona team led by the great Josh Dobbs. I mean, for love of God, what is wrong with the Cowboys? I know they lost their starting corner, but for love of God, it's got to be better than that. They probably didn't get up for the game and took it for granted, and they got their butts handed to them. So I'm going to think that they're going to be better this week. The Cowboys have been averaging 29 points a game, giving up 13. The Patriots, 17 points a game and 20. Pretty underwhelming team. The point spread is Dallas giving 6.5, and the over/under is 43.5. I predict Dallas winning 24-17, which would mean Dallas is just going to cover, given the 6.5, and they're going to go under just by 2.5 points. Our next game is the Arizona Cardinals against the San Francisco 49ers. Cardinals are 1-2, coming off of a huge upset that we just spoke about. And the 49ers have been, maybe the best team in the NFC. They've been really good. I mean, averaging 30 points a game, giving up 14 points a game. The Cardinals have had pretty good offense, averaging 24 points a game and giving up 21, 22. So, they've been probably playing better than most people thought that they would. This is a huge number. San Francisco is giving 14 points. The over/under is 41. And I do think San Francisco is going to crush them. However, 14 points is tough in the NFL. The Cardinals have been playing good. I'm predicting San Francisco to win at 30-17 and just missing the cover. So I'm going to, take Arizona in the 14. And I think there's going to be a lot more points than the 41 points. So, 6 points. I guess that's not a lot. So I'm going to take the over in that game. Our Sunday night game is the Kansas City Chiefs, who beat the crap out of the hapless Bears. They're 2-1. Going against the New York Jets, who are 1-2, and just not the same team that they would be if Aaron Rodgers was quarterbacking. Wilson just, when they took him second, I said, you're out of your minds. I just didn't see it, and he is proving me right. I don't know who their offensive coordinator is. I don't know if he's doing him any help, but I think Mike White came in last year and was a better quarterback. So Um, Anyways, the point spread is Kansas City giving a pretty big number with 9. Over under is 41.5. I think the Chiefs smoked them. They're playing pretty well, and their defense is only giving up 13 points a game. I predict Kansas City winning 31-13, which would mean Kansas City is going to cover the 9, and that they're going to beat the over by a couple of points. The Monday night game, not a great game in my opinion. The Seattle Seahawks against the New York Football Giants. I know, why do you say football giants? Because back in the day, the New York Giants played baseball in the Polo Grounds in New York. So it's the New York Football Giants. Seattle's 2-1, averaging and giving up 29 points a game. The Giants are 1-2, averaging 14 points a game and giving up 33. I think that they're a better offensive team than that, and I think they're not as bad a defensive team as that, but they're still not a very good team. I don't even know how they made the playoffs last year. I mean, that was they just won some games they probably shouldn't have, and they're good for them, but they're not making the playoffs this year, in my opinion. Seattle's giving 1 point, over under 47. I predict Seattle winning 27-24, which means Seattle covers, and it's 51 points, which is 4 points over the 47. So I believe that the Seahawks are going to cover the over. I probably picked a lot more road teams than I should have. I know being at home is a big deal, but I go with my gut. Please do not use my picks, as a basis for you making bets. Maybe I gave you some ideas as to what could possibly happen. I'm looking forward to another fun weekend. We got college football tomorrow. We got pro football Sunday. Remember, 8:30 start. Get your fantasy lineups in. This has been Dave. Who knows what I'll be back with later with maybe tonight. Enjoy the weekend. I'm sure we'll see you later. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to watch Connor Bedard playing Saturday night. Go Blackhawks, go Bears, go White Sox. And even I hope the Cubs somehow pull it out and make the playoffs this weekend, but it doesn't look good. Their bullpen is shot to hell. Anyhow, this has been Dave. Have a great weekend if I don't see you. And I will be back later. Take care. Bye.